are you doing? Oh, you're unhappy on the eastbound 10. I know, and I can feel it, and I feel for you. Eastbound 10, at least 55 minutes from Santa Monica into downtown. The worst segment between 20th and La Cienega, and then it's going to get very, very heavy again as you get closer to the downtown district. Southbound on the 605 at Beverly Boulevard. Collision reported there. Now that's adding to the already stop-and-go traffic. CHP en route for this report. And southbound 405 continues to be jammed trying to get through this plummeted pass to Wilshire Boulevard where they're still working on a collision. It's going to get heavy again as you approach the 10. Stay slow all the way towards you.
Surprise, surprise. All right, you keep us updated, right? And right here, KCRW 435.
From NPR News, this is All Things Considered. I'm Audie Cornish.
And I'm Ari Shapiro. NPR's Carrie Kahn just did something that was considered impossible for decades. She boarded a commercial airliner in Miami, and 1 hour later, she touched down in Cuba. Regular commercial flights from the U.S. to the island started just last week thanks to the easing of the U.S. trade embargo on Cuba. The flights have been increasing in number, and soon there are expected to be dozens a day from various cities. Carrie joins us now from Cienfuegos, Cuba. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Ari.
How was the flight?
It was a pretty regular flight. That's what we consider a band at the departing gate normal.
Really?
So it's quite fanfare at the departing gate. It was chaotic. There were speeches and everything. But it was an hour-long flight. And when we touched down in Cienfuegos, there was another reception there for us as we came in. Everybody got a rose when they came off the plane. I think the